Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Congratulations to our nominees. Ms. Lanthier, your daughter's name is Addison or Allison?
My daughter's name is Allison.
Allison. And Allison's here.
Allison is here. My grandchild, Rona, is also here.
Allison, would you like to say anything? If you change your mind, just let me know, okay, and I'll stop.
If you say anything, be careful, Senator Kennedy.
Ms. Henry, let's talk a little law. If I challenge a rule under the Administrative Procedures Act, what do I have to prove?
Thank you for that
You are welcome.
question. Senator, in the 25 plus years that I've been trying cases in federal court and in state court, I've never had to bring a claim under the Administrative Procedures Act, so I'm not sure of what's required.
You don't know the answer?
I don't.
Okay.
Welcome to Liberty Trigger. Folks, let me tell you something. If you ever wanted to see exactly why our courts are in trouble, this Senate hearing is the perfect example. Senator John Kennedy, one of the few straight shooters left in Washington, just exposed Judge Allison Henry for being completely unprepared, uninformed, and frankly unfit to sit on the federal bench. And believe me, this wasn't some technical trick. These were the basics. I mean basic law. And she had no clue. First question out of the gate, Administrative Procedures Act. This isn't some obscure rule buried in the books. This is the bread and butter of federal courts. If you want to be a federal judge, you need to know this law like you know your own name. But
All right, let me ask you this. You'll probably see this in district court. Is partisan gerrymandering legal?
Thank you for that question.
You're welcome.
I think that I think that I would have to evaluate that claim if it were before me, and in doing so, I would look at what's involved in.
But is it legal?
Senator, I have not had that issue before me in my years.
Do you know what
practice.
it is?
I do understand. What I understand is when the districts are separated, voting districts, based on different political groups.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Is it legal or illegal?
Senator, I haven't had that issue before me in my 30 years of practice.
You don't know?
So, but if I'm faced with that issue, I would research it and I'd be prepared to address it.
Okay. All right. Do you know what a blue law is?
I'm sorry, Senator?
Do you know what a blue law is?
A blue law is,
Studied that in law school, I'm sure.
I believe a blue law, Senator, is having to do with selling alcohol on certain days.
Yeah, like usually on Sunday.
Like, yes, Senator.
Yeah. Does that violate the Establishment Clause? Does the blue law, let me be more precise, I'm sorry. Does the blue law violate the Establishment Clause?
Senator, I don't believe a blue law does violate the Establishment Clause.
Okay, why not?
Well, because, Senator.
If a legislature says you can't open and sell, let's say, food or anything on Sunday, not Thursday, not Saturday, Sunday, why doesn't that violate the Establishment Clause?
Senator, I think there was an issue in a recent Supreme Court case that talked about whether they could force, it was a postal worker, to have to work on Sundays because that violated his religious beliefs to have to work on Sundays. And what the
that wasn't under the blue law.
Oh no, I thought I was just yes, I understand that. I understand that was an issue though related to the Establishment Clause, which I thought was what we were talking about.
But I'm asking just a real precise question. I'm going to move on if you don't know.
Okay.
Tell me why, just succinctly, like you were back in law school.
Okay.
Why a blue law violates or doesn't violate the Establishment Clause? It seems obvious.
Well, the issue is whether, in looking at the Establishment Clause, of whether the action of the state in saying that you can't be open on a Sunday would either interfere with the free exercise of the persons, or it would be the government establishing a religion.
Yeah, I understand the issue.
Okay,
So what's the answer?
So the answer is that I believe that there's case law on the fact that there can be blue laws that allow alcohol stores or places that sell alcohol to not be open on Sunday.
Tell me the difference between proximate cause and cause in fact.
Thank you for that question.
You're welcome.
So my understanding of proximate cause is something that's or directly caused by something is cause in fact, and if it's inadvertent, I believe it would be proximate cause. But as I said, in my 30 years of practicing criminal law, that type of causation is not the type that we usually address. It's usually whether something's intentional and that's most relevant to our criminal practice.
I don't understand what you just said.
I'm saying when you talk
Let's try
about
it again. What's the difference between proximate cause and cause and fact?
my understanding of it, Senator, and because it has not come up in my 30 years of criminal practice, is that we look to whether something was directly caused or inadvertently caused, and that would be the idea of the difference between the two levels of causation. And I was only saying that in my criminal practice, when we look at whether something is caused, we look at the intent of a statute or of someone's action.
Intent has nothing to do with it.
I know, I understand
You don't
that.
have
I
to
was
prove
just simply,
intent
I was explaining
in
the
a
difference
civil
from
case.
Yes, I understand that.
That's criminal.
Yes, correct.
All right. Tell me about the consumer welfare standard.
The senator's time is close to expiring.
How much time do I have left, Mr. Chairman? It's just you and me. We're down to the big guns here. Can you just tell me about the consumer welfare standard real fast? Yes, ma'am. You don't know what it is? You look it up. Okay, you're going to be doing a lot of looking up, it sounds to me like. All right, Allison, change your mind. Anything you want to say? You sure? Okay. How about vote for your mom? Yeah, do that. There you go. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I like that last question, Senator from Louisiana.
Judge Henry? She admits flat out, I don't know. Folks, that's like a pilot saying, I've never heard of altitude. Embarrassing. Secondhand embarrassment doesn't even cover it. I mean, we're watching someone who won a lifetime appointment shrug at the basics. Then Kennedy pivots to gerrymandering. Now, whether you're left, right, or center, you know this is one of the hottest issues in American politics today. Courts have been ruling on it left and right. But Judge Henry? She says she hasn't dealt with it in 30 years and would have to research it. 30 years? Lady, if you haven't been paying attention to what's happening in this country for the last 3 decades, why should we trust you to rule on it tomorrow? Oh, it gets worse. Kennedy asks about blue laws. You know, those laws that say you can't sell alcohol on Sundays. Real simple question. Do they violate the Establishment Clause? And Henry? She starts rambling about some totally different Supreme Court case involving a postal worker. She's mixing up apples and oranges while Kennedy is basically teaching her a freshman-level law class right there in the Senate chamber. Folks, this is supposed to be one of our next federal judges. If you're not cringing, you're not paying attention. Then came the knockout punch. Kennedy asked her the difference between proximate cause and fact. Now, I'm not even a lawyer, but even I know these are legal 101 terms. Every first-year law student has this drilled into their head. But Henry? She starts rambling about criminal intent. Wrong answer. Intent has nothing to do with proximate cause. Kennedy literally had to shut her down. Intent has nothing to do with it. Mic drop moment. Judge Henry, exposed. Completely exposed. And as if all that wasn't enough, Kennedy throws in the consumer welfare standard, another basic concept, especially in antitrust and economic law. Her response? She doesn't know it. Not even a guess. Folks, this woman wants to be trusted with interpreting the Constitution and the law, and she's going to have to look it up every time? That's not a judge. That's Google in a black robe. Here's the bigger problem. This isn't just about one unqualified judge. This is about the left pushing through nominees who check the right diversity boxes, who play the right political games, but can't answer the most basic legal questions. The left doesn't care if their judges are competent. They care if their judges are loyal to the cause. That's the truth. And Senator Kennedy, God bless him, showed us all just how dangerous this is. Because when a judge doesn't know the law, who really makes the decisions? The activists, the lobbyists, the party bosses. That's how you lose a country. Now, Kennedy being Kennedy, he still had some charm left in him. Lightened it up with her family in the room. But don't let that fool you. The man was serious, and he was right to be serious. Because this was an embarrassment for the judiciary and for the nomination process. So here's my takeaway, folks. If you can't answer the basics, you shouldn't be anywhere near a lifetime seat on the federal bench. Period. And if we don't start demanding higher standards, we're going to lose our courts to incompetence and ultimately to radical ideology. Senator Kennedy did his job today. He showed us the truth. Now it's our job to spread it. Share this video. Hit that like button and let people know we can't afford judges who are this unprepared. America deserves better. This is Liberty Trigger, signing off. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.